Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. My name is Charles. This is Mitchell. This is Josh. And we're here at Bissell Brothers Brewery, one of the best breweries in Portland, Maine, and one of my personal favorites, to bring you the first fan podcast for Maine's new professional soccer team, the Portland Hearts of Pine. Bissell Brothers was recently announced as the first founding partner of the club, so they and the club organized a watch party today to celebrate the announcement of the partnership and also to watch both of the finals that are occurring today, the final for Euro 2024 and also Copa America. So it's a big day for us. It's a big day for soccer around the world and also for soccer here in Portland, Maine. We thought this would be the perfect opportunity to kick off the new podcast, talk a little bit about what we want to achieve and what our goals are moving forward. Firstly, we're all members of the Dirigo Union, which is a supporters club, an independent organization of fans that are supporting the Hearts of Pine. And Mitchell here is co-chair, and Josh is the treasurer. So I was going to let you guys talk a little bit about, why the union is important and how it's going to be involved here with the club moving forward.
Yeah, so we are the first original independent supporters group of the Portland Hearts of Pine. Started before the club even had a name. So we've been putting this together for quite some time now, and I think one of the common goals of the supporters group is really just bringing that authentic soccer fan experience locally. So we've been working nonstop since December.
Yeah.
Josh and I have. Before that, it was Donald, it was Mario, and it was Colin really kind of running the show. And it's really important for us to cultivate a really strong community here in Portland. Maine is rich with, that brotherly love and making sure your neighbor's taken care of. We work hard, and we want to emulate that when it comes to supporting our first soccer team.
Yeah. I just want to kind of reiterate what Mitch said. I mean, we have a lot of people working on this. We've been working for a long time, and we're all working to show how diverse Portland is, how awesome of a soccer fan base we have. And when I think about the Dirigo Union, we're really going to help build kind of what this club looks like, sounds like, and feels like on game day, which is when you think about a soccer club, it's, that's some of the most important things. That's kind of what I think about Dirigo Union. We also kind of want to talk today about how people can get involved. We're still growing, right? So we have a bunch of different committees. We have match day, membership. I'm blanking on community engagement is the third one. We want people to get involved, join the union. It's totally free right now to join before the season starts, and we need as much help as possible to kind of get this off the ground.
Yeah, so if you have any connections locally, if you are working for a nonprofit, there's a cause that you care about, or you want to just get involved, we have a community of over 450 people now, and we're just starting. So come kick off in March. It's going to be electric, and we want you to be a part of it.
And we'll put up some links, to where people can actually go and check to get involved.
DirigoUnion.com, Dirigo Union on social media. It's pretty easy to access, and we look forward to having you join us at games.
And it's not just people in Maine. You can get involved from all over the world, right? I mean, so much of it happens online, and so it's really, really easy to get involved too. So that's perfect. As far as the podcast is moving forward, some of the goals that we have, we're kind of envisioning multiple shows. Mm-hmm. So, you're going to have news coverage, you're going to have updates, you're going to have reactions, game day coverage and reactions and analysis, live streams. Are we doing any live streaming today?
Not today. But we do want to do away days, live match reactions, things like that. Really create a platform for supporters here locally to share what they love about the club, share about the Dirigo Union, what we're working on in the community, and really tie it all together.
Perfect. I can't wait for live streams, actually.
It's going to be a fun time.
There's also, I wanted to bring it up because it's just in planning stages right now, but we're thinking about a show that'll travel around Maine to different pubs. It doesn't have to be a pub. It could be somewhere that's hosting an event, but different pubs, different bars, or an event center where we could watch these games because they're going to be broadcast, and we could do a little bit of an event around give the venue an opportunity to bring people in, make an announcement, and we could run a podcast from the event and kind of travel across Maine. So we've already got a couple locations picked out. We're in planning right now, and if that sounds interesting to you, or if you have a local bar or a pub that you feel like would be a good fit to run a show from moving forward, so we've got plenty of time. Get in touch as well, and we can think about that moving forward. Really good stuff. So, let's talk about news. We don't have a coach,
Not
and
yet.
we don't have any players.
No.
But we did have a brand announcement because up until recently we didn't know the name, the actual name of the club.
No, it's been about 8 weeks. It's been a long process. Josh and I were brought in as some of the people from the community that the club wanted to look at things and kind of brand test. And then there was a private event where they released the branding, the club name and the crest. Absolutely crushed it. Knocked it out of the park. What a gorgeous, gorgeous bit of branding. Gabe Hoffman Johnson brought on the right people to really kind of build that brand around our community and make it something that's truly our own.
Yeah. And I'll add on to that too. If we're just talking about the brand itself, and we'll dive into the logo, I'll let you guys touch on some specific aspects of it. But one of the things I love the most about it is how it kind of connects the whole state. Even though the club is called Portland Hearts of Pine, you have the water, you have the trees, and most importantly, it's Hearts of Pine, which I do think is a very unique way to kind of resemble the entire state rather than just picking something completely local to Portland or Cumberland County.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I think it says a lot that it's not just Portland Soccer Club, Portland SC, or Portland Football Club. Like it's very. We'll talk a little bit about it here about the inspiration as it was presented behind each of the elements. But like they've done their homework, right?
Absolutely.
Like it's not. They've done a lot of work on getting this crest, and I had it here. It was an article that stuck with me. I think it was Goal.com referred to it as the best crest in North America, which is pretty high praise. So I haven't seen all the crests. I haven't, certainly not in USL League One or any team really, but I would say that, like, I believe it. It's a beautiful, beautiful crest.
Yeah, and I think, especially from the MLS level and a few of the newer expansion teams in the USL, we've seen the rundown, insert city name, football club or soccer club or Sporting or United. And none of those really fit the originality of Maine and what Maine is really all about. So what the club did is really look at a niche name. It's not something North American sports fans that don't follow soccer are used to. It's not the Maine Red Claws or the Maine Celtics. It's original, it's us, and it's a good soccer name. You look at clubs like the Hearts of Midlothian and the Hearts of Oak in Ghana, and yes, there is some inspiration drawn from those clubs, but they're clubs that have such a rich, storied history and have such an impact in their communities, and I think it ties in really, really well with Portland and greater, the greater Maine area.
Do you guys have a favorite element? Because there's a number of things. We should probably talk about each one that they tied in.
Yeah, I'll start. I'll jump right in.
You can see it on the microphone, actually.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I really love the font, the shape of the badge.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
not over the top. It blends right in. You get the little heart pop inside of the shield. The bannering with Hearts of Pine at the bottom is beautiful, and then it pays homage to Commercial Street and the old fishing houses down in the wharf with the Portland Company font up on top. It's chef's kiss.
Perfect.
I'll take the bottom. I like the scroll quite a bit. I think that's pretty classic and speaks to kind of how old Maine is and stuff. It also has that kind of ocean vibes to it as well. It's my favorite part, I think.
You guys left me the pine tree?
Hell yeah,
It's actually my favorite part of it too, because the old Maine state flag that goes with the star, and I was like, how I thought for sure they would have something to do with pine before they announced it. So I was really curious how they would handle the tree.
Yeah.
And it's really, really unique, actually. Like so I think that as opposed to just doing some type of stencil tree like you see so often that relates to the old state flag. So I really, really like that. I was impressed.
We have to mention the heart too, which does kind of based off of the Valentine's Day Bandit here in Portland, Maine, which again reflects kind of how empathetic Portland is,
Yeah.
how much we care about everyone, and people are willing to go out of their way for no reason, just to kind of show love.
Show support. Shout out Kevin, the Valentine's Day Bandit. Rest in peace. We miss you, but we're so happy to see the legacy carried on throughout the city. Every Valentine's Day, we still see the hearts, we still see the love, and I'm glad that the club has chosen to carry that legacy on.
It's also, if you put it in simple terms, it's not even a logo. It's just a straight-up badge, which is so rare now in football. We see a lot of modern clubs kind of switching to that modern logo. Mm-hmm. If you think of like Wolves, even the new Inter Milan logo, this is a proper football badge. I think we all love that.
Absolutely.
So in 10 years, when we've won the league 10 times, they can make a more modern version of it that everybody hates.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I feel.
I hope the hell not.
I feel like this is like the original Liverpool logo. It's beautiful right now.
Yeah.
It's not overly simplified into some flat,
Exactly.
But
cut
it's
out.
not over detailed either. Like, it's the perfect amount of detail. You have the rays coming off like the Dirigo star on the state flag. Like, there's so many little things that are packed into it without going overboard, and I think a lot of clubs also kind of go the other way with that too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I personally think they nailed it. It sounds like you guys agree. But I wanted to bring up kind of like how the Hearts of Pine is a little bit of a like an unnatural term that you don't hear all the time. Because I was at a family party yesterday, and I was describing what I'd be doing tomorrow. And this guy likes soccer. He's not necessarily a huge fan. He was really excited when I told him about that Portland was getting a professional soccer team. But when I said the name, I had to repeat it because he was like, what? And I went in. You can't help. You start explaining. You're like, well, I'm really glad it's not Portland Soccer Club or Portland FC. But it's true. It is a little bit of a different term. You don't hear it all the time. The heart of the tree. It makes perfect sense when you explain it. And I think once it is explained, it's really hard not to like it. But I mean, how do you guys feel about the general reaction in the event, the announcement event? It was amazing. And they showed the video. Everybody was there. The event focused primarily on the branding and the announcement of the name, and I think it was flawlessly executed. But like, what are you guys' thoughts on what have you run into talking to people in the general public and how they're reacting to the name?
Very similarly, I think I touched on it a little bit, where it's unique. People that don't follow soccer haven't probably heard a club name like this. So when you do have those conversations, it's very quick to, wow, what a weird name. But I think it's going to be a similar thing to the Sea Dogs. Back when the Sea Dogs first came to Portland, everybody's like, what's a Sea Dog? What is that? And now it's commonplace. So, when we start playing games in the spring and people are talking about it, oh, what are you doing this weekend? I'm going to the Hearts game. I'm gonna go watch the Hearts play. So I think over time it's going to become commonplace to just talk about it. I think the name is perfect, honestly. If I couldn't have picked a better name myself.
I agree.
And I think it'll grow on people.
Up the Hearts. That's pretty easy to say. And if you simplify it to just the Portland Hearts, I think that's what is going to happen primarily.
Yeah. Even just Hearts.
Just Hearts.
One word. When we're all Liverpool fans. Newsflash.
That'll be a separate show.
Yeah, that'll be a couple drinks later. But when we talk about our Premier League club, we just say the Reds. It's you don't say I'm gonna go watch the Liverpool Football Club game. You don't say it all out.
I do every time.
Every time. But I think people will come around to it eventually.
Yeah, I think I honestly am surprised that most people are.
Yeah.
Behind it, because just because of what we talked about before. So I'm ecstatic with the overall reaction as well. So for everybody who doesn't know, they're going to be playing Portland Hearts of Pine. Will be playing at Portland Fitzpatrick Stadium, which is a 6,000 seat stadium right now. And is it actually the high school? It's a high school stadium.
Yep, correct. Yeah, Portland High School, right?
Yep, and various other surrounding schools use it. It's a multi-purpose facility right now, but the club is putting tons and tons of money and work into it, building USL standard locker rooms, adding better seating, and upgrading the video booth as well. Just to name a few things, I know that they're going to be doing some work on the field itself with the turf. Hopefully we get those football lines covered up for kickoff. But they're doing a lot when when it comes to working with the community to get this done. It's not just for the club. They're doing it with the kids in mind.
It's a lot to do.
It is a lot of
March.
work. It's
like it's going to be here so soon. I've played on it before. They have an adult men's league there.
Yep.
So I've played on it before, and it's kind of, it's a great. I'm actually really taking. It's a really nice stadium, even just as a high school stadium. The way it is, it's got so much potential.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's got a ton of potential, and season tickets are available. I think
$25 deposit.
Yep, and I think as of June 13th, that they're setting records for USL One.
They set records in the first week. In terms of web traffic, season ticket deposits, all league records.
That's impressive.
There's I believe they're right around the 2750 mark right now for season ticket deposits, which is.
And there's 4,500 available. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's filling up quickly, and we are just so stoked to fill out Fitzpatrick with football fans. Maine and Portland specifically are becoming soccer. Capitals.
City.
We had the watch party in Monument Square for the U.S. England game.
Yep.
Was that 2 falls? That wasn't last fall. That was 2 falls ago.
It's been almost
already.
2 years ago
Oh,
now.
wow. Yeah. Time flies.
I remember
We've been working
seeing
on
that
this
online.
a while.
Some big watch parties that fall at Reraw and Gritty McDuff's as well.
Yeah. So we're excited to pack the stadium. We're going to be on the opposite side of the field, the supporter section. And I say we, the supporter section is going to be on the opposite side of the field from the PA booth. So it's going to be on the 295 side of the stadium. And it's general admission, a lot like the Fort at Gillette. So if you're sitting in that supporter section, be prepared to get loud. We're going to fill that thing out. We're going to have drums. We're going to have chants. We've already written a few songs. We'll tuck into those.
Yeah.
But Fitzpatrick is going to be a place that opponents hate to come.
Yeah.
And that is our biggest goal in terms of fan engagement and match day atmosphere, is making it an unplayable environment.
Yeah. And I'm excited. This is jumping the gun here a little bit as far as our schedule, but Bissell's going to be, there's part of their sponsorship is to have a beer garden. Yes. And I think that's going to be next to the supporters area.
Right next to the supporters area.
If you didn't need incentive, or any more incentive, there's a little bit more.
You'll have the shortest walk to get your drink refilled.
Absolutely.
If you're a Dirigo Union member.
I'm really excited for that. We also had, so that, like, do you guys want to say anything more about the reveal event? There was, I mean, it was pretty special.
It was very special. I think they did it the right way. They allowed, the Dirigo Union supporters and community partners, people who have been involved since day one, get to see it early, and then they had an open to the public event that Saturday where almost 2,000 people came.
That's the one I attended.
And that's where we met.
That's right.
Almost 2,000 people showed up just to hear what the team was going to be called. They're doing a wonderful job getting the community to get involved early and often. People are coming out and helping. They're supporting. They're getting loud. You have the huge group of people down at Kennedy Park showing love. Like this team is going to have a hard time getting people in the door because it's going to be packed.
Yep. True. And what was going on at Kennedy Park yesterday? Just because there's so much going on all the time already.
So Kennedy Park, the futsal court down near the Portland Zoo, our local watering hole, they had a pickup tournament. They're really into grassroots soccer, youth soccer. We have a lot of immigrants in the Portland area, and it's just a great place to go down and just play. It's a ball. Do you have shoes? Can you run? Get in there. Mm-hmm. And it's just another stepping stone for the community to get behind the game, get involved in the game, and those kids can ball. I don't know if you've seen any of the clips.
No, I mean, I saw, it seemed like there was correct me if I'm wrong, a group at the announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few of them there, and I got that impression.
Yeah, so another board member of ours, Santi, he's involved pretty heavily down at Kennedy Park, and he did
check out his short documentary too about Kennedy Park.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We've shared that on our socials as well. So
that'll be actually at the main outdoor film festival.
Yep.
So if you want to check it out, one of the biggest events of the summer down here. Please feel free to go support Santi. But Course of Belonging, great video. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It goes very, very into detail about Kennedy Park's kind of roots, how it started, and where it's going. And we look forward to working
that whole
with them.
community has so much energy too. When we talk about building a fan base and match day, that whole community is going to make it so much easier because they have so much love for soccer. And again, the energy is just unreal. You watch some of their stories on Instagram, and you see how much joy there is just by playing a game.
Absolutely.
At 6 p.m. on a concrete pitch.
My knees can't take it anymore.
We'll have to do something there.
Absolutely.
We'll have to do. That's just another avenue that we could run a show from.
I think the next event to kind of be on the lookout for, U.S. Women's National Team game on July 28th. I believe they're playing Germany. There's going to be an event down at Kennedy Park because there's going to be a watch party at Rising Tide, if I'm not mistaken. So come down early before the game, kick a ball around, have some fun, block party vibes, and then head over and watch the U.S. Women's National Team.
That's a plan. I also really like the video they put together. I mean, I think it's available on the website, the launch. I'm sure it is. The launch video that they showed at the event. That was really impressive. You guys can't see it. We'll have to put it on, somehow overlay it. But right in front of us here at Bissell is the giant Lead with Your Heart artwork that, did you guys know the details on this off the top of your head?
I think his name is Ryan Writes on Things on Instagram. Great local artist.
It's huge.
Huge tifo that they dropped down at the reveal party. It says "Lead with Your Heart," and it's absolutely gorgeous. The trees, the water, the abstract heart in there. It encompasses everything that.
I'm sure this will be at the stadium.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it'll have to make its way down. It's quite huge when you're standing right under it.
Kind of like the Liverpool fan in me wants to see it painted on a building somewhere. Although
True,
you could just hang it there already.
Make it happen.
It is.
Or just passed across the cop.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, hey, he might be the new national team coach, right?
Yeah, true. Hey,
that'll be a conversation on a different podcast.
I don't know if there's enough money in the world for that.
He's just crazy enough that it makes me not write it off. Like, getting to know him for 9 years and things he will do or not do, I wouldn't write it off, but it's probably a low chance.
He needs a pint and a cigarette break.
We still have a vacant coaching position, and maybe we should send someone to Mallorca and get in front of him.
Well, why? Maybe Hearts of Pine could get clocked.
Yeah, exactly.
He seems to really like America.
Exactly.
That blew me away when he did the Arne Slot.
I know. Yeah. What a guy.
I don't think that's ever happened before.
No.
Somebody, a manager leaving and doing the chant for the new manager meeting. But speaking of chants,
yes,
one was released for the Hearts of Pine, and that's online as well. Now, that's what's his name?
Chris Rogers.
Thank you, Chris Rogers, on the tip of my tongue, and he's a Dirigo Union member.
He is. He is a board member, and Chris has been hard at work drumming up ideas as we've gone along. It's a little difficult to, write songs when we don't have a coach or players or
that'll come
a rival yet.
Yes,
but those things will come. Heartbeat of the Pines. It's right on our website. It is our first official chant.
Are we singing it today?
Oh, today we might not be. I think we have some more upbeat stuff. It's more of like a "You'll Never Walk Alone" vibe. It's more of like a pub fare song, shanty, if you will.
From the forest to the tide, we are the hearts of pine. That's pretty epic.
And the big tagline is "From the forest to the tide," because we also, dropped our first scarf as well, which we're really excited.
It wasn't
to
a
get
million
those in.
degrees out today.
I know.
I didn't have it on.
We were hoping they would get in before this, but "From the forest to the tide" is our big thing on the first scarf.
Yep.
And we're gonna put that out on social media, so much. So you guys will see that soon.
Shout out Dana one time.
Yeah, shout out Dana for designing that. My wife.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She put together a good one for that.
Very much
so. From the forest to the tide, we have it on the scarf and in the song. It seems like it's kind of our first big tagline. We're gonna run with that for a while. And
is that the podcast name? Did we just find the podcast name?
I think we might.
From the forest to the tide?
running.
I like it.
I don't know. Maybe you heard it
From
here
the forest
first.
to the tide, a Dirigo Union podcast.
That's pretty nice.
I like that. That's natural flow.
It happens. It happens. So, yeah, no players, no coach yet. I mean, but we're as excited as we could possibly be. We've got a chant already. We've got the best crest in the country that's already been determined, and an incredible backroom staff. I mean, it really seems like these guys are doing it right. I'm just so impressed. I guess if I had to sum up the reveal event, if you're from away and you didn't make it, or if you just couldn't make it for whatever reason, it was an amazing overall feeling that these guys just really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I believe it's 5 to 7 years in the making.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I wrote an article for the Bangor Daily News, I want to say 6 years ago when I was in college.
Really?
About kind of the first initial developments, and I had a little interview with Gabe for a college class. And I want to say that was 6 years ago, so it's been a long time, and I think that just goes to show how thorough they were in this whole process, making sure they heard everybody out, really taking their time with the decision making and doing things the right way, not rushing it, which too many people do probably.
So who is Gabe? Because we've mentioned him a couple times, just for anybody who doesn't know who that is. We should probably, because it's a reference that might not.
Gabe Hoffman Johnson, local guy from Yarmouth, I want to say.
And he played at Dartmouth, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he had a stint in the USL.
Nice.
So this club is locally owned and operated. He's seeked local investors. You have a guy like Tom Caron backing the club, Lewiston native. New England known.
It's a big name. That's a big name, right?
So it's been going the right way, and it's not like the other teams that we have in Portland already, where they're owned by bigger companies outside of the state. The main Celtics, former Red Claws, they're owned by the Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. The Maine Mariners are owned by Comcast, a Philadelphia-based company. So there's a little bit of a disconnect. Here it is. I was born and raised here. I'm bringing soccer to my hometown, and this is our team. It makes it very special when you have a guy like Gabe leading the charge on something like this.
Well, there's a huge emphasis on community.
Yeah.
Is that something that's common with? I mean, USL League 1 is the fastest expanding league in the country, I believe.
Yeah, we have 5 or 6 teams, including the Hearts, joining USL 1 next year. There's already a full group of teams in the USL Championship, and I believe
we have a bunch of teams too. If you see on Twitter, we have a bunch of USL 2 insert city name. A lot of cities were riling up support for their club too.
Right. The USL does it right in terms of the soccer pyramid. They're the ones fighting for Pro Rel. They have a great system between their women's division and the 3 development divisions, as well as the championship. We've seen a couple of championship clubs move on to the MLS through expansion and just kind of outgrowing where they are. But I think the pace that the USL is going in terms of expansion is putting American soccer in the right place to be competitive on the world stage, to give people an opportunity.
It does feel like that's what we need.
Work their way through.
Yep. I mean, since being a kid, I always feel like, and this is perfect for the Copa America, for the U.S. performance.
Yes.
That would be a separate podcast, but touch on it just a little bit, right? Those games, I feel like as a kid, the narrative has been we're underperforming based on, our population size, how much talent we have. But it feels like we need a solid pyramid.
Agreed.
I mean, maybe that's not what we're missing, but it is something that is missing
100%.
that the top leagues have. So, and I would love to do an episode on relegation and promotion.
Pro Rel is like a 2-hour conversation.
Especially where it's so important here, where we are a USL team, and that does look like it's the future.
I hope so.
It would just add so much more excitement for the middle teams.
Can you imagine?
Something to fight for, and especially,
Get excited. Why not? The blue sky right now.
I know. But you look in like the middle of the season, end of the season, for these teams that aren't fighting for, like any top spots or whatever, it just makes games more meaningful because they have a spot to fight for, which we just don't have that in the MLS right now. So I think we're all excited by the potential of that in the USL.
Yeah, and it's nothing set in stone, obviously. I just think the way that the USL is structured right now, especially with the expansion that's going on, we're going to be getting in at the right time. It's a fairly new league, too. I think 2017, 2019 is when the USL 1 came to be.
Yep.
So we're getting in early. And I think come 5 years from now, we're going to be having a very different conversation if they keep expanding at the rate that they are.
Well, I mean, you've got Major League Soccer, and you've got USL Championship,
Yep.
and you've got USL League One.
Yep.
So I think that's pretty impressive that Portland's getting a USL League One team.
Agreed.
3 levels down there, and yeah, it who knows what could happen. But
We don't know, especially
very
with
exciting.
the MLS. What is it next?
Yes.
Their kind of run at a second division has been making things challenging for some USL fan bases, for sure, especially recently. But I think 5 years from now, we're going to be having a very different conversation about the soccer landscape in America, and this feels just like another peg in the board, getting closer to what we as soccer fans that understand the game and have been following the game for years are kind of most excited about.
I think it gives us excitement too about like the potential of drawing a big club and them having to come to Portland, Maine to play a game. That's
Right?
exciting.
It's funny because you hear that all the time. You watch the Premier League and you hear about, with the different cups that are going on. So the FA Cup, it's a big deal to draw for a little team to draw a big team, and then it comes in the stadium. But as soon as that, but if you envision here in your own club, it's completely different when you really have it on your home soil. Like,
It's kind of like Luton coming up in the Premier League last year. Like they're playing in people's back garden, and you're walking up through somebody's backyard to get to your seat. That is such
it's the best
integral
that's
part
of the reason
of
why I
the
love
game.
Yeah.
It's the most important part of the game when you have these smaller clubs fighting the big dogs.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. People buy into it, regardless of how the stats show. People like a good underdog story. So when you see one of these teams kind of make it back to the top flight, then it's enthralling football. It's very, very fun. So I'm excited to see what happens here at home.
Yeah, that's perfect. And the community aspect of it, that's where I was wondering if you guys had noticed that in any other clubs, because specifically the mission of the club, right, aims to set a new standard for community-focused professional clubs in the U.S. and focus on social responsibility and positive community impact. So it goes back to the motto, right? Lead with your heart. Dirigo is I lead, and Gabe being a local, and it just feels like a real grassroots movement.
100%.
And that's what's so exciting for me, and that's what's so cool about the union, right? I didn't know these guys that long ago, and they are so welcoming. So anybody who wants to be involved, check out. We will put up links or include some links to get involved, and really encourage people to get involved, especially even if you're not local and you want to. We've got some people from you've got some guys in the UK, right?
Yeah, we have people in the UK, Canada,
Germany.
That is so cool.
Chicago. There's people all over the country and the world, really.
world.
We're an international organization. How crazy is that?
We've got a lot of attention on our tweets too. So some of the stuff we've released. Our
Well, it
scarves and
resonates. The
everything.
community message resonates,
Yeah.
right? Oh, look at that. We're looking at getting a sneak preview of some Hearts of Pine flags here. You guys are just
some
bring
new
them in.
guys-
Bring them in.
Bring them in.
Some live
New merch.
brand.
Oh,
New
look at that.
merch. Look at that.
This is great.
Look how gorgeous that flag is.
We're
Thank
at
you,
the,
Brian.
to plug a link.
Do they both
to
have stripes? That one doesn't.
No.
Two different ones.
Yeah.
Two different flags.
Those are sweet. Are they? When are those going to be available?
Oh, we got another one coming in.
They might.
And then just a straight green one. Oh, my.
Look at this.
We have to decide what we're going to exactly, but they'll probably be for sale soon. So we want to see what they look like.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome. See, keep watching the podcast because you get you get to see stuff first. That's a what's the podcast called?
From the forest
From
to
the
the tide.
forest to the tide.
It's a From the Forest to the Tide exclusive today. That's amazing. Thank you.
Those are gorgeous.
That's awesome.
I need to gather myself after that.
That was
That was unexpected.
Nothing like a good flag,
No,
right?
seriously unexpected. Well, let's talk Bissell a little bit because we're here today.
Yeah.
I had a quote. I wanted to read it because I've loved Bissell for a while. Years ago when I first found about it from a friend, he's like, you got to check out this brewery in Maine. They got the best IPA in the world. There's an argument to be had there. It might be. I want to read this, though, because I thought it was pretty exciting. Where do you put it? So this is from Pete Bissell, Bissell Brothers founder. He says, this relationship with the Hearts of Pine started with a mutual interest and excitement on the part of both parties that has led to our biggest, most ambitious partnership to date. Working together feels incredibly right. This mutual excitement is going to lead to special things. We know the beer garden is going to be special.
Yes.
like, kind of leads me to a little bit about the shirt too. So like, I kind of wanted Bissell on the shirt. It might not happen.
I mean, you can see their logo up above our heads here in the garden.
It's a beautiful
It's
logo.
a very good logo and would be a great logo on the shirt.
Yep. That's what I was
It'd
envisioning.
kind of be a center logo.
It
like
would.
With
It would be like the Target logos on.
Are we going to get an
like the
event?
Chelsea, the
Yeah,
three
or the
thing.
Chelsea.
I mean, no matter who it is, it's going to be awesome because these guys are doing it right. But like, do you guys have any predictions? I would have predicted Bissell, so I really don't know what to say.
I feel like the homer in me says LL Bean.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's a good call.
Outfitters.
I could see
it's
that.
just a natural fit.
They would have merch on deck too.
Oh,
you
the
know the
flannels?
merch would go crazy.
And like
hard
boots,
flannels.
that could work. They could play on the boot angle, right?
I've been saying for like 3 months now that they should sponsor the club's man of the match.
Yep.
So post game they get a golden bean boot.
Can you imagine? The giant bean boot at LL Bean?
Yeah.
Imagine having a giant soccer boot that the kids could crawl on and stuff
That
at
would be
Fitzpatrick.
That would be cool.
Maybe.
Or kids would start launching
Josh is like, that's
balls
not cool.
across.
Josh is like, that's not cool.
Kids are going to start launching soccer balls across Hadlock's outfield, trying to hit the bean boot and left.
I have an idea for one. 1-800-CALL-JOE. What's more Maine than that?
Joe Borenstein.
You should have bought it when I saw it.
The shirt.
Aroma,
Martins.
Yeah, should have bought
Aroma
it.
Joe's, shout out Maine Footy. I know they're already on the Maine Footy kits.
True.
There's some good options. Portland Lobster Company or
Yeah.
High Roller Lobster Co. would be a.
Some
High
type
roller
of
would be sharp.
lobster. That would be cool. I think that'd be very cool.
I'm a big seafood guy, so that's my final
Best
answer.
seafood there is.
High Roller Lobster Co.
You think so too?
I don't know. I'll probably go with. I think the most likely is LL Bean,
Okay. Maybe I'll
which
go
I
with
think
that as
would
well.
look really, really nice too, especially with their green logo.
It is the right color.
Yeah, it just fits
The
naturally.
colors are officially green and navy, right?
And green, navy, and tan. So like you could do
Tan.
that font on any of the kits too.
I'm almost more excited to see what the manufacturer is for them,
Yeah.
because the
Lot of
manufacturer
options.
will say a lot about what the kit's going to look like too. So
Yeah, I mean,
that's very true.
locally, like for New England, I feel like my vote's with New Balance.
I could see that.
I do like that, Mitch. And New Balance makes a really good soccer kit. We know that from our Liverpool fandom.
Yes, we do.
I like a Hummel kit.
Hummel has-
makes
Hummel's
some
underrated, man.
Really good
Yeah.
ones. They do Forward Madison as well.
Is Umbro still around?
Yes,
Umbro is still around.
still
I was a
around.
big Umbro fan as a kid. And I know it's a long time ago.
I believe
but-
they had Everton for a
Yeah.
while, a couple
Yep.
years ago.
But
Yeah.
the
Or
90s
Kappa. Can you imagine Kappa?
Kappa would
Ooh,
be insane.
sharp.
But like the 90s style is kind of making a comeback too because we're getting old. So like those 90s style Adidas kits, Kappa, Umbro, like all good
Joma.
shouts. Yeah. All
Jomas.
good shouts for those
I
like
that.
crisp, clean kits. But for a kit, I want something that's like. I feel like it needs to fall in line with the brand. It needs to be original. It needs to.
I think it will.
Needs
I
to
think
lead the pack.
It's definitely going to fall in line with the brand.
What haven't we seen in a while in a kit? Like we see we've seen a lot of new collars lately. We've seen logos change from brand or kit sponsors. So like, what parts of the design would you like to like? Do we want to see hoops? Do we want to see just like a diagonal stripe?
Sorry,
Like,
guys, for that. I don't know what that is.
Not
Sorry.
A hoopy. Yeah,
It's
sorry.
loud.
It is loud.
I want to see stripes.
Stripes or
I-
hoops?
No, stripes. I'd like to
Stripes.
see stripes. The
Okay.
blue and green. So that's what I'm envisioning. You know,
I think there's some
full
fun-
Juve, Barcelona.
Oh,
you
double
know.
down on it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
I kind of like. I
Making
think there's a
margaritas
lot of
or something.
opportunity for them to take elements off the badge too, to do like kind of how Liverpool does with the bird. Maybe
Yeah.
they don't do that in the first year. Maybe they'll go straight badge, but there's definitely elements on that you could take off and use as a badge as well.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I mean, my guess would be, do you guys expect a single color? But if you were a betting man,
I think it's
No.
gonna be multicolor.
yeah, I think we're gonna get the stripes.
You guys like a collar?
Collar, as a Liverpool fan, collars are the hot topic these days.
I
I've
know.
seen some pretty nasty collars that, like, I don't even know what a collar is anymore, to be honest. Like, is it
Especially with these
actually
Euro kits too.
Yeah,
Does it have a fold? I don't know. Hit or miss for me.
sure.
I don't
Depends
know.
on the collar.
I think it would be. I want a classic, clean, like kind of vintage, like the thick collar and the thick rings on the sleeves. I like.
So you want a thick fold-over collar?
Not a thick fold over, just
Oh.
like
a
the
band.
Liverpool kits
A
from
band?
last year, just like the thick white, like clean, simple.
Oh yeah, no, that's nice.
okay.
That's nice
Yeah.
too. I was a big fan of the 2017. It wasn't really a collar. It was just a triangular band that
Yes.
came down. It was I always think of Mo Salah scoring all those
Yeah, I
goals
don't
there.
hate it. I just like
would
that,
like that.
simple white ring, like a light ring on a dark kit.
I'd be all over
if
that.
it was a tan
Love
ring
that.
around the neck, tan ring around the sleeves, and then you had
I keep
green and blue
forgetting about
hoops.
tan, but that could be a great color.
Yeah.
like with the 3.
Because my mind
that
immediately
color?
Yes, this
Yeah,
color.
that color, the
My
hat.
mind immediately goes to the original main flag and using those 3
Yeah.
colors
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
Yep.
interchangeably. So if we have like a dark green and blue home kit with like light pops of tan, not white, or maybe it is white and we have white shorts and a dark top, and then go tan for an away kit.
I love it.
Like a full tan kit might look
Sure.
like.
All right, when are we going to see this thing? When is this going to happen?
Ooh, I would say before the new year.
Yeah.
I'd say we get a home kit before the new year, probably right around the same time we get our first signing or our first manager. I feel like we need to have the kit there for the photo. You pose with the first kit. I think those are all key pieces, and I don't expect that we would wait much past January 1st if we're playing 8 to 10 weeks later. To have that in place. So I would probably say Thanksgiving to Christmas time.
Are we going to have a third kit? I
Oh,
feel like-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They could go crazy with a third kit too.
I think
with
we
the-
might have multiple.
If you work for
third
the
kits.
club, I think the Dirigo Union should be involved in the third kit because third kit's always the most expressive thing, right?
Very
So
good.
we
I think-
need some fan submissions.
I think a third kit would
His wife.
be
Your wife can do the third kit.
I think the third kit might be interchangeable. That might be a way for them to give back to the community, whether it's like giving back to a local cause, a shirt sponsor for the night on a third kit.
I love
think
third
that's a
kits.
good activation
Have fun with it.
opportunity, and like then you can auction those off for money toward the cause. Like a lot of the minor league teams do that on their specialty nights. So I don't see it necessarily being a traditional third kit. I see it being more of a, we have 5 of our home games throughout the year where we're going to wear a unique kit to give back to a local cause.
Yeah.
And that might be the way they do that. That would be my guess, just working in sports.
I value your opinion, Mitchell. I think that's a
Another
good
thing
call.
to think about too is the MLS. A lot of the teams do 2-year rotations for shirts.
Yeah.
So that's something we're going to probably maybe see as well.
That hasn't happened since the early 2000s in the Prem.
Yeah, the Prem really
No,
drifted
there's
away
too
from
much
that.
money to be made there. Is that because? Yeah, I'm ignorant to that. So that we don't. I mean, how many seasons would a shirt last in USL?
I think 2.
2 seasons.
Yeah, 1 or 2. It depends. I think a lot of it depends on the market. A lot of it depends on fan demand,
Yeah.
and then partnership dollars. Like a lot of these like lower level sports teams rely heavily on partners.
Yep.
So I think it kind of falls toward the partners and what the money looks like.
Could
year over
LL
year.
Bean be the manufacturer?
Ooh, a new entrant into the
Into
kit
the-
market.
You imagine all the kits being flannel.
I was
Or like-
actually think about like we should have a day where we all show up in overalls and flannel.
Or what are
That's a good idea.
the lobsterman overalls?
Oh,
Not Bennett's.
that would be great.
Just the bright orange vinyl
Yeah.
lobsterman overalls.
Yep, my buddy's a lobsterman.
Fishing
he's
hats.
he's always in that. Always. That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna wear moose antlers to games.
We should. What are the moose antlers like? You get at Christmas time that you can throw the rings on.
Oh,
yeah.
That would be
ring
a great
toss,
idea.
yeah.
Moose ring toss, but we got to get it right. Not the cheap little blow up version or whatever it is. So, well, what time is it now? It's 1:30, which means the games start in
Hour
not
and a
too
half.
long. So
Hour
we
and a
should
half.
probably. I mean, what can we wrap up with? We're going to be doing a lot more episodes, and we're just thrilled with you guys for sitting with us this long. And anything else we could say about the Hearts Pine at this point, other than be super excited?
No, they've just crushed everything, and I think
They
we're
have.
going to see it today of how many people show up, for a non-USL event. Let's add. I mean,
Can you imagine when we have a team?
Yeah, this
We
is
don't
the
have a team
Euros,
yet.
Copa America. The USA isn't involved, and there's going to be a hell of a lot of people here today.
Yeah, RSVPs went out, and I think within a couple of hours they they hit capacity.
So between RSVPs going out and me trying to get in, I messaged Mitchell. Mitchell, I didn't get in. I don't think they're. And he says, "Okay, calm down, Charles.
We'll handle it, Charles."
We'll get you in."
But no, I just want to say, get in early. We're starting to create something really, really special here in Portland. And if you are a soccer fan, if you're a fan of, your local Portland community and you want to find something to get involved in, share your voice, or you have something that you care about that we can help, get the word out about, that's what we're here for. The Dirigo Union is here to create the most raucous environment in the USL in North America. We want to do it right, and we've been excited for local soccer here for years, and now it's just waiting until March. So get in early. DirigoUnion.com. That's our website. Dirigo Union on all social media platforms. Just reach out. We're pretty available to answer questions. We want to make sure people are feeling welcome, feeling like their voice is heard, and they have an opinion to share. We want to share everybody's voice.
Can we talk at all about some events that are coming pretty soon?
Yeah. So we mentioned the U.S. Women's National Team game. Be on the lookout for the Maine Lobster Festival. There might be...
That's up in my country, so that's the one I was hoping you were going to...
Yeah,
really
might be
excited.
some... I think that's August 3rd.
Yep.
Be on the lookout for that. More info to come.
Are we going to podcast from the float? Do we have a float?
that would be great.
That would be so cool.
We can definitely try.
We could try.
We could
It'd probably be
definitely
pretty
try.
loud, although it's loud in here.
I believe they're going to be doing a watch party afterward because there's an Olympic game that day.
Epic. Love it.
So
it.
definitely those two events are set in stone. Like, be there, be square. Obviously, it's a little tough not planning for a game next weekend, but we got time. There's taken season ticket deposits. Get those in early so you can access all the member benefits that are coming our way. And I think that's it from my end. I don't know if I have any more information.
What I'd love to do is get when this podcast goes live, we really want feedback, and I think
Yep.
it'd be really cool to get some. I'd love to do a section consistently from the Union app,
Yeah.
the Dirigo Union app, so people can ask questions, or they want us to cover things. If they would like to contribute, they want to get involved. Maybe they want to be on the podcast. Everything's open right now. So we're just really excited to make this podcast, and if you guys want to get involved, we don't have anybody behind the computer today. We only have one camera set up. It'd be really cool to get multiple cameras, to get somebody running the rig, to get this looking as professional as possible, although it looks pretty professional.
It
Thanks
looks
to-
very professional.
Thanks to us, thanks to these boys.
If you have any editing experience,
Yep, we could use you.
There's something for everybody. If you want to get involved in community engagement, match day committee, membership, there's a spot for everybody. And if we're lacking on anything, come create that space.
I love it.
So we're super excited. Be on the lookout for future episodes. We're going to be ironing this out as we go along. Today was just a really great day for us to capitalize with soccer being in Portland with the finals today. And we just look forward to really, capturing what Portland soccer is all about.
Perfect.
Love it.
All right, finals. Who's winning today, boys?
I think I'm going to go with Spain.
Yeah, we'll start with the Euro 2024
we'll
finals.
Starting with the Euros, I like watching England play because I think all three of us watch the Prem the most.
Yep.
There's kind of part of me that wants to see them win and get over the hump, but I kind of like seeing them fail too.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of City players in that squad.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to watch them smile, to be honed.
Yeah, they've just been scraping by too. I mean, you look at Slovakia.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if England? Can you imagine if England wins? I mean, it'd be the most.
It's crazy because
Or
do you
for-
fire Southgate? Do you keep him? I think they're going to keep him.
I think they've
for the
already
World
said
Cup.
they're keeping
Yeah.
him on for the
2
World
years
Cup.
or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
World Cup, right?
Regardless of what happens today, they're keeping Southgate,
I know,
which
which
is
is crazy.
Which is insane.
I don't care if this sounds bad. I've been dying to do this the whole time because I put the mic way too far in front of me. So for everybody who's commenting, why did the dude in the middle put the mic that far ahead? I was this the whole time. Anyway, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
Southgate,
agree.
I think, is the biggest fraud in football right now.
He's up there.
That's a topic for another day, but I'm riding with Spain all the way today.
Spain is just so fun.
They
I
are.
mean,
They're
They're the
fun.
best.
Fierce.
They're the best playing team in the tournament.
Yeah,
hands
Nico
down, right?
Williams is unreal. They have
Yeah.
a few really, really good young players, and they also kind of have that seasoned experience in there too, with like guys like Rodri and stuff.
100%.
Who did England play in the quarters? Was it Turkey?
It was Slovakia, Switzerland, and then the Netherlands.
Okay, so I got that wrong.
So
but
the,
it was
the penalty shootout was Switzerland.
okay. That's the game I expected them to lose. It'd be
But-
very England for them to get in, and then lose it there.
I wholeheartedly expected them to drop to the Netherlands too. Ollie Watkins came in and bailed them out.
I don't think the
Absolutely
Netherlands has enough
bailed
teeth.
them out.
Enough teeth.
They have less teeth, but as Liverpool fans, we know Cody Gakpo's potential, but he only shows it for country.
He can go, but he can go missing, right? He can absolutely go missing. In games,
He
so-
100% can.
Yep.
And I think it was evident playing out on the left in the quarterfinal or the
Yep.
semi. Excuse me. But I just think England have that same thing in a disappearing act on a much larger scale. I thought Dumfries played well. I thought Memphis played well. I thought Gakpo obviously had a great tournament.
He did.
And I did not
I
think
agree. I
England
think he
were
did.
going to squeak through. But now that they're here, I think Spain has had their tests, and I still don't know if England have what it takes to irk out a win today.
I know. It just seems like the Spain team isn't the Spain of old where they just sit around and pass the ball. They're a lot more progressive in the way they play. I just think England might have trouble with that because we just haven't saw England really challenge other defenses that much this tournament.
Do you think they could get blown out today?
Not blown out because the way they play is pragmatic enough where I think it'll be 1-0 or it'll go the distance, I think.
Yep.
It seems like all the games. In general, I think this European, these finals haven't been the most entertaining. Have we even had a direct free kick goal? I don't think we've had one. We've had more own goals, I believe, than any other tournament. Right? There was, but I remember. I think this was England's tournament to lose. Actually, in
Agreed.
spite of themselves, I think they have the best starting 11. I know it's a big statement, but I do. I just don't think they can get it together.
Yeah, front to back, they are the best, definitely.
There's some
And
serious
It's
talent.
the right age group.
But they've
have
had that
players
for a
on the
long time.
bench. Yeah, Southgate just refuses to kind of change up his system at all.
He did. He brought Trent in. That was. People.
Yeah, he brought Trent in,
Which
for-
was the
for
wrong
two
choice.
games
And pulled him back
and then
out.
Took him out very quickly.
Yep.
I just don't think there's enough there for them to beat Spain today.
No, I agree. Watch us all be wrong.
Yeah,
That's the thing, though. I feel like England's a team of individuals and individual moments, right? So like they can play poorly. I first of all, I'm amazed they made it to the final. I didn't see that
crazy.
coming. But with this tournament being so kind of moment to moment, right? Low scoring, going to PKs, 1-0, 2-1, that type of thing. I feel like England has a shot, but I also feel like they could get dominated, not blown out.
That's
but
the thing, though. If they get a couple dead balls, they have the guys that can score goals from that area, and
Yep.
that doesn't require teamwork or.
Watch the first free kick goal
I know.
be the winning goal of the Euros.
I think the only two ways that England win today are a Saka redemption arc or Jude Bellingham, having two moments of brilliance.
Yeah,
I
you
think
got
those
Jude,
are
you got a
really
shot.
Yeah, he's clearly the best footballer in the world right now. Dude is insane. It's play defensive and let Jude do whatever the hell he wants. But I just think if England are going to win, those are the only two ways they get across the line.
I think too, if he yanks Kane at a decent time,
He
if
needs
we
to pull him
see Kane
sooner.
come off at like in the hour mark, and we see Watkins or Tony, I think it could be a different England
It's
team.
a bold substitution.
It is.
That
'cause
it needs to be.
that
How
won
do you
that
take
game.
off your leading goal scorer for England? It's a tough
But he
call.
hasn't shown up
But he
at
hasn't-
all
he
this
hasn't been-
tournament.
All
he
right, so
hasn't
what
been
was
good.
going through Southgate's mind when he scored that goal?
Watkins?
Yes. Was
It's
it like
probably relief that he made a substitution and it worked, which is
Well,
like
that's what I
something we've
mean.
never seen.
He gets so much negative feedback, right? I don't want to swear yet on this podcast.
know.
We'll see if we get there someday.
Let's get demonetized.
We'll do one episode. Yeah, exactly. I don't, eat that, right?
Yeah,
Because
it has to be. If he wins the Euros, it'll be the wildest thing because I just don't know what people's emotions will be in England because he will deliver the first trophy since 1966.
they want
But
results.
do it with one of the worst tournaments in terms of performances. But
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, soccer's not a performance game; it's a results game.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
I think you got to tip your cap at the end of the day if they win it.
We're all still going Spain.
We're all still,
I'm still riding with Spain.
I love it. I do think Spain, but I'm gonna have. If you guys are both going Spain, maybe I'll say England, just because.
Hey, it
One
could
of
be
us has to be
be
right.
coming home today.
Yeah. All right. What about Copa America?
This one's a little bit tough. Colombia have been really good. They've 28 games unbeaten, but Argentina have Messi, so it's hard to bet against him, isn't it? Especially in big game finals.
It's hard to bet
He
against
scored
Messi.
a lot of goals in big game
This
finals.
mic is heavy. Stand.
The
I have to put
kickstand.
it back down. No, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think my heart and brain lie with Argentina today too. As much as I love Lucho and the fire that Colombia have brought to the Copa,
Too much fire.
I think Argentina are they're coming off a World Cup. They're well worked. They have Messi. They have little to no injuries. Like I just think Argentina are shaped for this moment, and they're gonna handle the business end.
Also, in a final, if it goes the distance, you have to rate Emi Martinez in goal.
Oh, yeah.
They have the advantage there for sure.
Is 3-1 a fair prediction?
I'm gonna say 3-2.
Colombia gets
Wow,
2
high
goals.
scoring.
I'm gonna say 3-2 high
That's a
scoring.
huge final score.
I know.
It's a very high scoring
I think
final.
it's going to be an early goal, and it opens up play a little bit. And I think they're
that'd be
too
an
fire-
entertaining game, though.
It would
I
be
hope
very
that happens.
entertaining. And I think these two teams bring everything that entertainment has to offer, especially in a Copa America final. Like, I think these are the two teams people would want in the final. They've just got a lot of young talent, a lot of veteran talent. You have, Leo Messi, the greatest to do it. I will stand on that, even though I'm Portuguese. But no, I just think Argentina just have what it takes to handle business.
Yeah.
I think they're a lot less shoot from the hip, a lot more methodical, and Colombia have a goal in them, a goal or two.
Yeah.
So, especially with the way
3-2.
Lucho's played,
So 3-2.
I'm saying 3-2. I'm going high scoring.
Josh.
I'll go 2-1 Argentina.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Argentina.
Yeah.
Because I do think they have a goal in them. I definitely think they've got a goal in them. So.
I agree with that. It'll
All
be
right.
exciting, though, nonetheless. I mean, 2 great games on the slate. So
Yeah, maybe we'll get some footage during the games.
100%. I
We
got
get
I got
some-
a new gimbal to play with.
Yeah, so we'll put something in there. Maybe we can have a little outro today
Absolutely.
of some of the stuff that's going to happen later today. It's a big day here. If you're not already coming down, hopefully you
here
can make
early.
it down. And if you're already on the list, we can't wait to see you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the first episode. And you heard it here first. It's going to be Spain and Argentina. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much.